Hope everyone's having a wonderful day, okay day. And if you're not feeling good, I do hope that you're feeling better very soon. I haven't done a crafting video in a while, so here I am doing a crafting live stream for y'all. What am I going to do today, you ask? Well, let's see. I did this on my last live stream. Again, don't pay attention to my messy background here in a while. Really, you're just going to be focusing what's going on the table. But I've been still trying to hone in to make decent flowers, foam flowers, stuff that I would be making out of the foam boards. And I on one hand, I think it might be just a little too thick. So I bought this as a full pack. I thought the first one that I had was a little bit too thin. So I don't know. But we are going to attempt first in making just the kind of like what this is, the cutout. So then that way it's something, it'll be easier for me to trace onto the foam boards before I cut them out. I know when I made this one, the flower, because I made it for my granddaughter for her performance that night. I ended up giving it to her mom because it wouldn't stay in my granddaughter's hair. She's got a lot of hair, beautiful hair. But I realized the flower was a little too big. So I want to make another, another cutout for me to be able to trace more flowers, but not so be big with. So again, I'm just going to be using this little cardboard to help figure that out. So now we're going to look down. Look down. Okay. Whoops. Uh-oh. It doesn't like it when my phone weighs too much for the holder, so hopefully it doesn't fall again. Sorry about that, y'all. Okay, so we know this was too big. Hey, Bentley. Good afternoon. Half a day. All right. So like I said, I know this was too big. This is my original idea on trying to recreate these fake flowers to be made out of foam. But how are you, Bentley? Thank you so much for popping in. So again, small, which I wanted to make it just a little bigger than this, but I ended up making way too big. So we are going to do a couple of different sizes. So at least that's going to be my intent. So definitely do not want it to be as wide as this. I want to keep it still fairly, the petals to be fairly thin. Oh, thank you. Only Hope. Thank you so much for the floating heart. So in comparison, so big, such a big difference, such a big difference. So I have to keep this petal in mind, bigger than this petal. So let's see. Kind of want to take this apart just so I can see. Is my scissors still in here? Let's see if I can take this apart so I can actually, I really need to get an X-Acto knife. I had an X-Acto knife at one point. Hi besties. Thank you for joining. Okay. Well, that's still not going to work. I need something that's going to be bigger than that. And I'm not much of a drawer. What am I doing? I am trying to basically recreate flowers, these fake flowers, using foam pieces. This was one of them that I tried to create, but again, the petals were so big, and the way I glued it, you see how it's pointed to. Oh, well, thank you. The way I glued it too high up on the petals that look, if you look at it from this angle, it doesn't look bad. But when you look at it from the sides, it's too high up. I mean, when you look at the other type of flowers, especially the ones, the plumeria, which is what I'm trying to recreate, it's not supposed to be that high up. I should have glued it a little lower down, lower on the petals, so it can be more of a blossomed look. So like I said, that's not bad from this angle, but I need it to come out more. It's like it's not fully blossomed. And we want a fully blossomed flower. But these petals came from this cutout. So I'm trying to make smaller, different shaped cutouts. All right, again, I'm not much of a drawer in that way, but all right, let me see if I can do this. So the stem needs to be long, that's for sure. And slim. It needs to be slim because it's at the base on the upper part of the stem is where I'll be gluing it, because where I made the mistake, see, the stem is not long on my original cutout, and so I was actually gluing it up here. That's why I ended up looking like this, to where it's not fully blossomed. I need to make the stem longer and really at the base of the petal where it meets the stem is where I should be gluing it. So that's why I need to be making it longer. It's really small. I mean, it's not even as wide as this one. I probably should copy more. Let me see if I can copy a little bit more of the width on this one. It looks like a spoon. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but it looks like a spoon. My hand's a little shaky. All right, it looks more like a spoon. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. Oh, well, thank you. You're so sweet for saying that. I appreciate that. And thank you for hanging out with me while I attempt this. This is probably my third attempt here recently. I attempted this years ago. It came out okay. So, and I've seen on TikTok, there's this woman who's, I guess, has been doing it for so long that watching her on TikTok when she does her live stream, her name is Flower Queen, or at least that's her channel name. And she makes so many different types of flowers that she hand cuts. She'll even decorate the petals. And they are just gorgeous. She makes them different sizes and everything, from small ones to really big ones. she'll be wearing a bunch of them on her head while she's doing her live stream, but I think this is not bad at all. So we're going to cut this one out as our first cutout attempt, and then see what it looks like on the foam board. Okay, this cardboard is a little harder. It'd be easier for me to cut it out this way. Yeah, I think the stem might be a little too thin. Hey, Colleen. Good afternoon. Thank you so much for popping in. All right, now let's try this. Actually, that doesn't look bad at all. Wait, is that how I had it? And not this way? Oh man, how did I have it? This way? Okay. But I watched, not just her, but I've seen other people, other ladies doing their flowers, and they'll be just tracing it, with such ease and cutting it out, no problem. I'm like, they must have been doing it a while. But how are you, Colleen? Ah. I look away and I mistrace. All right, let's try that again. All right, let's do one more. There's enough space, right? All right. Makes it easier to cut it out. Oh. Hey, Dabu, if that's how you pronounce it. Making flowers. Colleen, I just now saw your question. I'm going to attempt number 3 to make flowers. But before I started my live stream, I was working on lyrics for a new song to play while I'm crafting. So for those of you guys that are here part of the live stream, you guys get to hear it first. So let me know what you guys think. And this is using a website called lyricsintosong.ai. The first one really is I've done it 3 times now, and every time you do it, it gives you 2 options, but they all pretty much sound alike. So you guys might hear the same lyrics at least 6 times. This is the very first one.
Brushes, markers, canvas and ink, or anything else that sticks out. Put on your apron, turn up the music and see what your creative side can knock out. Your mind wanders and ponders about ideas to help express your imagination. So will it be words that rhyme with lyrics that convey no other communication? Thoughts and dreams that seem to burst within you, and hard to find some peace. So will it be a painting that finally sheds some light and gives you an artistic release? So put your mind at ease, take a deep breath and just let your imagination flow. In poems, drawings, or songs, or in any form that your creativeness wants to go. So grab a brush, a pencil, a canvas, and ink, or anything else that sticks out. Put on your apron, turn up the music, and see what your creative side can knock out.
All right, so that was song number 1. They're all pop, just to let you know. I even tried to set it up to be more of a tropical beat to it. But, all right, 1 petal down. All right, so that was the first song.
Grab your brushes, markers, canvas, and ink, or anything else that sticks out. Put on your apron, turn up the music, and see what your creative side can knock out. Your mind wanders and ponders about ideas to help express your imagination. So will it be words that rhyme with lyrics that convey no other communication? Thoughts and dreams that seem to burst within you, and hard to find some peace. So will it be a painting that finally sheds some light and gives you an artistic release? So put your mind at ease, take a deep breath and just let your imagination flow. In poems, drawings, songs, or in any form that your creativeness wants to go. So grab a brush, a pencil, a canvas, and ink, or anything else that sticks out. Put on your apron, turn up the music, and see what your creative side can knock out. Hey, yeah, yeah.
Thanks. Thanks, hi besties. I love the beat for sure. I just wish they were a little bit longer. Previous songs that it created for me, at least I write the lyrics, it creates everything else. The beat, the rhythm, the AI creates everything else. Hey Presley, good afternoon. How's it going? This is going to be attempt number 3 to see if I can make these foam flowers. This right here was the last flower I made. This is not, I didn't like the way it came out, so I made another one. But it was for my granddaughter's concert that night last month. It was her Christmas concert. But this is not the, it was still big. What I did end up giving her, her mom ended up wearing the big one. And I had a smaller one that was a little bigger than this. And that's what she wore up on stage. But apparently this cutout makes huge petals. So closer to this size flower, I made the newer cutout. Look at the big difference. But I'm also playing music. So far I've played 2 of the 6 that lyrics into song.ai created the rhythm to my lyrics. Beats are very similar.
Grab your brushes, markers, canvas, and ink, or anything else that sticks out. Put on your apron, turn up the music, and see what your creative side can knock out. Your mind wanders and ponders about ideas to help express your imagination. So will it be words that rhyme with lyrics that convey no other communication? Thoughts and dreams that seem to burst within you and hard to find some peace. So will it be a painting that finally sheds some light and gives you an artistic release? So put your mind at ease, take a deep breath and just let your imagination flow in poems, drawings, or songs, or in any form that your creativeness wants to go. So put your mind at ease, take a deep breath and just let your imagination flow in poems, drawings, or songs, or in any form that your creativeness wants to go. So cool, grab a brush, a pencil, a canvas, and ink, or anything else that sticks out. Put on your apron, turn up the music, and see where your creative side can knock out.
I kind of like the way they ended that. And I wish they just slowed down the tempo, at least the tempo, just a tad, at least the way they're singing the lyrics. All right, so now we got 5. So the idea from here is gluing towards the base of the flower, of the petals. Might have to do one more and make it a 6-petal flower. I know typically, naturally, a plumeria only has 5 petals. But sometimes we have to improvise and add to it, you know? All right. So let's do one more petal. All right, so that was 4. Wait, no, that was 3 of the 6. Like I said, the rhythm is very similar for all 6 of them.
Grab your brushes, markers, canvas, and ink, or anything else that sticks out. Put on your apron, turn up the music, and see what your creative side can knock out. Your mind wanders and ponders about ideas to help express your imagination. So will it be words that rhyme with lyrics that convey no other communication? Thoughts and dreams that seem to burst within you and hard to find some peace. So will it be a painting that finally sheds some light and gives you an artistic release? So put your mind at ease, take a deep breath and just let your imagination flow in poems, drawings, or songs, or in any form that your creative.
So I kind of want to make at least 3. So there's going to be a blue one, a pink, and a red. And depending on how this one comes out. But I need to go ahead and turn on my glue gun. Is that replaying? Glue gun time.
Your mind wanders and ponders about ideas to help express your imagination. will it be words that rhyme with lyrics that convey no other communication? Thoughts and dreams that seem to burst within you and hard to find some peace. So will it be a painting that finally sheds some light and gives you an artistic release? So put your mind at ease, take a deep breath and just let your imagination flow. Compose.
So I had to. All right. So right now I do have an iron turned on.
Turn up the music and see what your creative side can knock out.
I had to put a guy's voice in there. All right, so the next step. All right, so this is the last one. I don't like that one because they couldn't even say creative. AI couldn't even say creative in a male voice on the very last one that it created. Okay, so the next step is I've got an iron here set on a low setting. And what the iron is going to do is, because as you can see it with petals and a flower, especially a plumeria, it has a natural curve. It has natural curves to them. And when we're cutting this out, as you can see, it's straight. So I'm going to use the heat from the iron to help me bend it and create more of a shape on this. You just want to be very careful when you're working with the heat. And see now you got that little bit of the curve there. All I'm doing is I'm pressing the foam to the base of the widest spot on my iron, and I'm just, while the foam is still warm, I'm using that moment while it's still warm to create a shape. As you can see, this one was done last month, and the shape that when I used the iron to shape it, it's still holding. I used it to bend it, and then I even used it to create a little bit of a lip right there when I bent it in. So Terry! Definitely sooner. I've been wanting to do that. When I saw that, I was like, oh, she's crafting. I need to do a craft. I need to do a craft. But I am attempting again on trying to make my plumeria. This is the last one that I did last month, an attempt to make a blue flower for my granddaughter's Christmas performance. Of course, hers ended up being pink or white. It was white. The big one ended up going to her mom, and the little one that I had made, which was pink, went to Ari. So again, I'm just using, all I'm doing, and please be careful if you do attempt this at home. I do have this on a low setting, but it is still pretty hot. Is I just use it a few seconds and I'm pressing it on there. And then while it's still warm. How are you, Terry? How did your, I don't know if you did a live stream for it or not, but how did your catering go this morning? I know this is not crafting music, but I still like it. I wrote the lyrics again.
When you see a fellow islander, we like to say half a day. With the lift of a head and a smile to help brighten the day.
Hi, Annie.
I'm from Guam, a small beautiful island in the South Pacific Sea. My lifelong home and where my heart will forever be. The island may be small but offers so much as you roam the land. See the beautiful sunset. We welcome you to our home. Dancing and singing as the Chomoro music flows. Tasting aromas fill the air.
Aw, thank you for the flower, Terry. All right. Hoffa. All right, let's see if I can do this now. Uh-oh. And this is the smaller of my glue gun, but at times I wish I did have, I don't know if they do have, I mean, this is a mini glue gun. You know, they have the full-size ones, but I wish there was an even smaller one for projects like this when you just need a tiny dab. I need just a tiny dab. Oh, thank you. All right, let me try that again. Just a tiny dab, just a tiny. Probably gonna get more on my finger than on where I need it to go. All right, 3 down, 3 to go. Uh-oh. Stay there. Darn it. Try that again. Tiny dab, just a tiny. Are you there? I can't tell. Okay, thank you. Hi, besties. Have a good day. All right, keep going. Like I said, on the channel, they made it seem so easy. One more. Okay, so from here, creating a little fan. Oh, looks like a tail. Okay, so again, they're still all holding their little curves. The third and the fourth, I might have stuck too close to each other, but now I'm supposed to somewhat keep it fanned out and connect the first and the last one together. So once I combine it, it doesn't look too bad. Like I said, I think, all right, so how should I do this? So I put the glue here on this, the first petal. That's the downside when you're making it smaller. It's a little harder to work with. On the top, or does it go that way? Okay. Come on. Work with me before it dries. Hot. Okay. I'd have to Okay, so much better, for sure. And if I wanted to stick something down in between, I can. There's still enough space in there. But now I just need to readjust the petals. See, like I said, I stuck these two. Now if I can probably put another dab right there to separate that a little bit more. Let me see if I can do that. Pipe cleaner. Hey there. Love me forever. Long time ago, probably when I was still in school, I've done that. I've done the pipe cleaner. I was shown how to do that a long time ago. All right. Nope, that's not going to work. All right, I need another dab in here. Come on, just a little dab. Where are you? Come on. There you go. Oh, you're working on one right now? I have to check out your channel then. All right. Let me see. Love me forever. Is that a kitten? As your, is that a kitten right now? That's on your, is your channel name, is it actually Kitten Baby? All right. Are you making a video of it? Of you making the flower with the... Oh, okay. I don't know how she does it without getting all the, I mean, like I said, I've watched her doing her lives, and it's a little better. What do you guys think? Look, the first one this one I did back last month, trying to do that for my granddaughter's thing, but I glued it a little too high. So it looks like it's not 100% blossomed. Now, this one here, I definitely glued them lower, but once I made the circle, the petals were still too far apart. NATO! So I had to go back in there and glue them again. Might have to go back and reheat the petals one more time, just to make sure I get the nice curve to them. Thank you. Much better. The only thing is I wish I didn't have all the white stuff from the, I might just be using the wrong hot glue. It's supposed to be clear. This is supposed to be clear when it dries, so. But one of the things too that I've done, I don't have center pieces, but I do have resin to where I can create a centerpiece that would fit in the center of this, because again, there is a gap right here to where if I wanted to, I can stick something down in there. And it also helps create a little bit more of a stable part right here. Because when it comes time to start taping this, I'll actually just put some wire around it to create a longer stem. So then that way you can stick this behind your ear. But, or if I wanted to, I can just use one of these things that I have different colors of. Since this is blue, I have the regular blue, and then I have like a navy blue that I can stick in the center. If I just need to find a way to hide the other imperfections right here. I could always take, I can always, because they do have the bigger, because they have two sizes. They've got the small ones there, but then there's also the bigger ones. If you can see that. There's two different sizes to these, and these are clay. Could always use red. Is that the small? I need the bigger. Where's the bigger? Yellow. See if I can, or there's white. And this one's the bigger piece. Let me see. Let me see if I can, are they the same size? There's the bigger white. Now if I can, do I not have the big yellow? So here's the bigger white. So there's the white in the center. And then there is the yellow in the center. What do you guys think? I was hoping I could find the bigger, because the bigger size looks better in the center. The white. And then what I can do still now these are the bigger ones, even bigger, but I don't know if they have the yellow or even the white. Oh. All right, so this is even bigger than that one, see? And that helps to hide a little bit more of the imperfection. What do you think? Oh, I've got the yellow one. No, I like the white. There we go. So, what I also can do is, like I said, I'm not good when it comes to drawing, for sure. But if you look also at, again, a natural plumeria, also, and plumerias, I've seen them come in natural colors of white and yellow. Honestly, I don't know if there's a natural pinkish red, but in Guam, the most that I've seen was the white. But it also has the yellow center to where the yellow starts to come up a little bit towards the center of the petals. So, and I have yellow. I don't have white. But what I can do is, I don't know if you guys can see this or not, but right in the center, just draw up some lines coming out like that. And it'll be in the center of the petals. So it'll be kind of like that. That way I'll have some color coming out on because of the color of this blue. And I did, it looks a little tinted because I was working with 2 colors when that came out. So, let me see if I can get some of it off. So right now it's looking a little bit more orange. I like the way it comes out on the white. But on the blue, it does come out a little bit darker. See, it's the shading of it. So I don't know if I should do. If I should do the yellow. Is what real? Oh, what am I using for this? It's foam. I'm using foam. So these are foam flowers. And these are fabric ink markers. But like I said, it comes out nice on the white. It definitely stands out. But what are those emojis for? NATO, what are those emojis for? I could always cheat. I got this off of the, this plumeria. I pulled it off and I can stick that in there. Because what that's going to do is it's going to give me a little bit more sturdiness right here when I tape this portion. Stick you down in there. Stick you down in there. Go in there. There, it makes this more sturdy. And I can still stick this in there. But I do want to add some color to this. But again, it's going to come out more like that. I mean, I have red. I know the red will come out for sure on the blue. Of course, don't want to use blue on blue. I mean, though it kind of comes out. And then I have green. I still want to use yellow. I wish I had this in white. PC oranges emoji. This, oh. Oh, is that what that is? Oh, I'm sorry, the plumeria? No. My real plumeria plant is at my mom's house. I'm here in Texas, but the real plumeria, I don't think there's any blossoming right now because we've been dealing with hot and cold weather. So what do you guys think? Should I go ahead and throw on some color on the inner parts to make this stand out even more? And what it's going to do is, for me, it's going to hide some of the imperfections that I have because of the hot glue at the base of the petals. So should I go ahead and, I mean, basically this is all that's going to happen. So this is what I did to the other blue flower. So this one was a little bit more blossomed. Now you guys can see. It does give it a little bit more character. And this is the big one. That's all I was going to do, was just give it a little bit more character right here in the inner parts of the petals. All right, here it goes. Lines. That's all I want to do, is lines. Should I draw out the lines even more? Okay. All right, now let's go ahead and add. That should keep it in there. There's that. The only thing now that would be left to do is I am going to take some, this one was probably a little bit on the too thin side to create the stem for this. So what I've done in the past is I basically just okay. And then from there, I attach it there and I'll continue wrapping. I'll make another round of wrapping the floral tape around it. No worries. Hi, besties. Welcome back. All right, so what do you think? I added a clay flower to the center, and because I don't have anything to create kind of like what do you call these things at the center of some flowers, but so I put that in the center. I took a yellow fabric marker and I added just some lines to give it some character to the base of the petals, and now I am just working on the stem. Welcome back, and thank you for coming back. I'm just working on the stem. I was going to put some of this tape on there first to add some thickness to this. Because I'm going to work with what I have. Yellow marker. Let me try this again. Try a little higher first. Go down, work my way down. I probably could have used, like I said, I'm working with what I got in reference to the wire to work with the base. Hey there, Matta. How are you and good afternoon? This was one I did last month that I messed up on. For one, the the petals are way too big, I think. And I glued the petals too high, so it looks like it's still waiting to blossom. And then I made a separate cutout to make, aw, oh, did you make it again? Hit the heart on that. Thank you so much. Did you make it again? Y'all smash that like. Thank you. Sizu is Maasi. But now this is my latest flower. I took one of the clay flowers here and you made it 3 times. Nice. Did you change up anything every time you made it? Why aren't you? They're turning you off completely and then back on. But did you make the burritos differently every time you made it? I was actually wanting to make it the other day. But this is my current flower. I'm getting ready to add more of the floral tape onto it. So it'll be all a black stem. Chili jam. Oh, I bet that was really good. But once I add the floral tape, then, and if you guys are wondering what she's talking about in reference to the breakfast burrito recipe, if you look back at any of my previous recent live streams, I did one. It was my breakfast burrito. What did I call it? Hi, Harry. Good afternoon or evening, depending on where you're at. What did I call it? Oh, that was my biscuits. Okay. Yeah, breakfast burritos. It was one that I did December 29. If you guys are interested on how I made my breakfast burrito, it had cheese, it had eggs, it had bacon. It was yummy. What are you crocheting? Are you making a flower? But so there's that one, and I'll finish this here in a minute, but I wanted to go ahead and at least get a pink one done. Or should I do a red? Pink or red? Why aren't you turning? Oops, excuse me. Oh. Okay. So should I do pink or red? Pink! Pink it is. All right. And we're going to do 6 petals like I did on this one. All right, let's play some music. See, where are other songs that I liked? Nope, not that one. There we go. This one. Nope. There we go.
My mind wanders astray. Thoughts so heavy that make my heart feel betrayed. Life can be intense, pulling you in many different directions. Feeling overwhelmed, getting in the way of any connections. It's moments like this is when I must hold my head high, face my fears, step out of the dark and into the light. Take a deep breath, reach within and grab your inner power. Head up, stand tall, don't shy away or even cower. Take a deep breath, be ready to let go of it.
My daughter should do that one. She's gotten into it. Well, at least she started. My middle child.
Take a deep breath.
I know a couple of people definitely who have done it. And I don't know if you do it, but it looks like it's very time consuming. As I sit here and carve out petals, that's time consuming. I wrote that song. Again, this is lyrics into song.ai. All right, what is this one? Whose comments can't you see? Right now, I only see yours.
Believe in yourself and look within your heart. Seek what brings you joy and not what tears you apart. Life is full of ups and downs. How you handle it is your choice. Keep a positive spirit. Speak out and never silence your voice. Let the sun shine bright whenever it gets dark. You are a beautiful fire, never lose that spark. Let the sun shine bright whenever it gets dark. You are a beautiful fire, never lose that spark. Never lose that spark. Never lose that spark. Never lose that spark. Keep a positive spirit. Speak out and never silence your voice. Let the sun shine bright whenever it gets dark. Oh, you are a beautiful fire. Never lose that spark. Oh, let the sun shine bright whenever it gets dark. You are a beautiful fire.
Did the comments stop? Did I lose everybody? Whoops.
Never lose that spark. 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 Believe in yourself and look within your heart. Seek what brings you joy and not what tears you apart.
Okay. Okay. So I got my 6 petals. My iron. Ooh, my iron's hot. So we're going to go ahead and pressing the petals against the base of my iron, because then from there, I'm kind of stretching it and curving it. Hey Marley, good afternoon or evening, depending on where you're watching from. I am making a pink flower this time. Here is my blue one. It's not 100% done, but that's my blue one. Now I'm making a pink one. I'm using the heat from my iron to soften up the foam of each piece. And okay, love me forever. Thank you so much for being here and your feedback. I appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of your day. Adios. once I warm it up, that's the best time to try and reshape the foam. And because I'm reshaping them, it kind of thins out. Because look, this is the before I try and reshape it. This is the after. Okay. Right now from here, it's attaching it at the very base of the petal where it meets the stem. See if if I can do it without making too much of a mess. All right. Again, it looked like a little fan. All right, let's see if I can connect it now. All right, I need to connect that one a little higher. Hands are shaking. Stop shaking. Come on, give me something. So I can do the same thing. I can either put a white centerpiece on this one. Let me try to give them more of a bend again. So like I did with the blue one, I can put a mini clay flower in the center. Question is, I do have the darker, this one's like a red, or I can stick to doing a white. All right, so let's see. There's the white centerpiece. kind of like what we did with the blue one. Or, oh, wrong one. I pulled out the wrong one. So this is kind of like, I like this one. This is kind of like a darker pink and white. I like the way that one stands out because it's multicolored like that. With, like I said, that is the darker pink on there. I do like that. And what I can do, and we can test it out on one of the cutout pieces, is just like I did with the blue one, giving it the lines for a little bit more character there in the center. I can do the same thing just giving more, giving some lines at the base of it. And that actually goes well with this. I think that is red, not pink. I mean, there is a pink one, but I don't want to do pink on pink. There is a solid red, but I like this. And I like the way it, like I said, I would just be drawing lines on the center. Hey, Marty. And then add this right there. And that'll be that. So look at that one. That one's a pretty one, but it has the green in the center. I mean, look at that. I mean, that definitely stands out. And I can give it, and I have blue. How would the blue stand out on pink? Oh, that looks good too. And then having that at the center. That looks good too. So should I do pink and blue? For those of you guys that are still here, should I do pink and blue? Or should I do pink and red? Pink and blue or pink and red? Sorry. Honestly, I'm starting to look at the pink and blue. Oh, I wonder if the blue would be good for the red. I'm looking at the blue. I don't know. Or pink and red. Yeah, I'll stick with my original. I'll stick with my original and do the pink and red. I'm just reheating the petals to burn them a little bit more, or bend them, I'm sorry. Woohoo! I hit 30 likes. If I had my bell up here, I'd be ringing it right now. But yay! Thank you for the 30 likes, everybody. All right. Glue stuck everywhere. Wonder if we're gonna. All right. Can't get my hands to stop shaking. Hungry. Get in there. Oh, too much. Too much now. Ah, again, a little too much. Dang it. That's what hungry. These are the hunger shakes. I can't. Every time I use my thumb. So now we got a blue and white, and then we got the pink and red and white. Blue, yellow, and white, because I used yellow accents to give a little character to the petals on the blue one, and then I did red on this pink one. And then all I will do is tape the bottom like I did with this one, tape the bottom and create a stem, so then that way you can bend it and you can wear it in your hair, you can wear it in a pocket. So let me go ahead and tape off the bottom of this one. One more for extra measure. Uh-oh. Didn't mean for that to happen. Well, that's not good. Right now, for those guys that are just popping in, half a day, I am just working on the stem portion of this pink flower. You're back! So I did pink and red on this one. You have to go again to go soon? Okay. Well, thank you, though, for keep popping back in. I appreciate it. My hands are sticky from both the glue and the tape, so it's not rotating as easily as I want it to. I'm just trying to blend in from where the thicker part of the flower. One more. Okay. So we got the blue and we got the pink. I'm still going to add to thicken it up and see, because right now it's just the tape. And see, this is what would hook around your ear, or however you want to place this in your hair. There you go. All right. Don't laugh, okay? And don't mind the mess behind me. This is my loft slash craft slash storage room. Again, for those of you guys that are new to my channel, welcome, welcome. Holiday. Thank you guys so much for being here. Just to show you again, whether you're from Guam, Hawaii, any of the tropical islands, or any islands, or any, at least for Guam and Hawaii, I know for sure, and I believe it's also the same for the Philippines, but or in any of the tropical islands, when it comes to wearing a flower, the flower kind of represents a symbol like a ring. So if you are married, engaged, taken, you, just like you would wear a engagement ring, a wedding ring on your left hand, you want to place the flower behind your left ear, because that basically just tells, possible mates, partners, that you are taken. Sorry. But if you are not, then kind of like what the teenagers and the kids would be wearing, especially when they're doing performances and stuff like that, they would take the flower and it would go behind their right ear. Taken, left side. Not taken. Now, whether, not everybody wears the flower behind, the left or the right ear. But, if you're putting it in the center, if you basically have a lot of hair, which I don't, if it goes in the center, it's just decoration. For some people, it's just decoration. It's just accents that you put in your ear or on your hair, on your head. But just so you know, in some cultures, in some places, that it actually is more than just decorative pieces for your hair, that it actually means something. Taken, available. Not available, open. So can I put both on that side? No, I can't. I can put one behind the glasses. There you go. There you go. Both my pink and red. There you go. Ta-da! And I thank you. I appreciate that. But anyways, that's what I have for y'all. my third attempt at making my plumeria. Typically have 5 petals, but as I learned from Flower Queen on TikTok, it actually is a little bit easier to work with if you add an extra petal. So there's nothing wrong with it. It still looks really good, and I am still very much a beginner because there is my pink, red, and white, and this is my blue, yellow, and white. So, but I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you're just popping in wondering what was happening, go back, rewind, rewatch. I appreciate that. And see what I did. My first flower that I did last month for my granddaughter, petals were way too big. This was the cutout, way too big. So to kind of be closer to this size, I created an even smaller cutout. So now this is what I trace onto foam boards. So it goes from this onto this, and then hopefully creating flowers. But you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you so much. I do so much more than crafting. I cook, I do gig work, which is deliveries, traveling and whatnot. You guys, if you're, again, new to my channel, you can go check them out, especially if you're into cooking. I do a lot of different live streams on the different meals that I learned growing up in Guam, and then even stuff just trying out for the first time myself. So, but as always, my fellow gig workers, if you guys are out there making your money, please stay safe. Good luck. For everyone else, enjoy the rest of your day. Have fun. I'll catch you guys on the next video or live stream. Until then, adios for now. Sorry for the shakiness. I'll switch hands. There we go. Nope, that one's still shaking. But there you go. Bye, everybody. Thank you so much. Smash that like button on your way out. Mwah. Thank you.